poorly in the past. We've seen Voids go great before too, so we'll see what side of the coin CTY wants to sit on.
It's not so much wants to sit on, right? I mean, even
Yeah,
with
it's
the
not your
waffling
choice to
performance,
play bad.
yeah, I don't think he necessarily thought about, okay, you know,
I'm really gonna miss these Chronos.
I'ma just mess this game up right now. That'll be hilarious. Not the case, but still. Not an easy team to just land a killer chrono onto. I guess it does help that the cores are all melee, so they're all gonna be up there, trying to get things done.
If you find the Spectre, that is. Right? If Spectre's even there at the beginning of the fight.
We already saw a pretty decent Void earlier today, right? Played by Maybe
Yeah.
CTY, a bit inspired by his counterpart. Gonna try and bring it back on the brink of defeat here. One game is all that stands between IG and a free trip to KL, or maybe just, you know, round the neighborhood for some of these IG boys. Just visiting a couple of friends while they're at it.
I'm just say he's leveled up Fissure. That's not where the aggression is going. It might be some action in this bottom lane. And find ZZQ. CTY is not the target.
They'll snatch it. It'll be Monet who's the target of pressure beyond throwing out that hammer with Ice Ice. Looks like they got the Inkswell Starbreaker combo going off here. We'll see how they make this work, because Team Zero, you know, we haven't actually seen Ice Ice bring this Grimstroke out. It's always been ZZQ playing it. Team Zero, they've been putting, you know, him on the Bat Rider, him on some other heroes that, you know, have just been completely answered. Beyond as well, this Stormbreaker is a bit of a new one for him, right? We've seen him on the Bruise. I mean, can't be that hard, right? With the way that they're slamming down Monet already. Taking a page out of Baboka, as well as JT's book from last game. Sheer amount of damage that can come out.
A little bit awkward of a level 1. I mean, it's really good. Not awkward, sorry, that's not the right word. It's a great level 1. But you don't have any way to secure your range creep. They're really hoping for their level 2. The early aggression is very strong, especially with X Nova getting Fire Spirits level 1. Ice Ice could lay on the harassment with this Inkswell.
He's gonna try and do so. A little tussle for the sentry here, just blocking out the camps. Ice Ice actually coming very low. More Fire Spirit. Turn his sights towards Beyond instead. Has a decent amount of resources, so Ice Ice will be able to delve his way up. I mean, what they're really looking for is this level 3 timing, right? The 2 levels in Inkswell,
So
and 1 stroke of fate. Yeah, you're just gonna be slowed to a crawl.
That's going to be up to Beyond to level correctly. You know, some Dawnbreakers, they just instinctively level Luminosity level 3. Level 4 as well. You know, it could be Beyond goes like a 2-2-0 build this game.
Are you speaking from experience, Crash? I know you're a big
I'm speaking
Dawnbreaker.
from a little bit of experience. Not from myself, but from my puppies.
Okay. 70 in this mid lane, we expected a bit more dominance from him. Maybe just the early levels, a bit tough on this Necrophos to contest the Earthshaker. But he is getting out CS'd in a big way. Nothing to say.
Yeah.
12 last hits. I guess you can include the ward, but still, 7E trailing behind by quite a bit.
Going to be getting close to that breaking point here in the top lane as the level 2s come out, but also in the bottom lane. There's potential for kills onto ZZQ when these levels come out from Baboka and JT. Between the calling and the dead shot, ZZQ is going to be stuck between a primal and a hard place.
CTY, same the other way, right? The cold feet, if you're committed in, it's more than likely going to proc. And if you get a nice time dilation after they throw out all their spells, it could be troublesome. Now, that's kind of why they need to just keep JT down, right? Just keep beating into him, pepper him with these tiny little auto attacks on ZZQ.
We've seen Muertas in the past get a Blightstone early on. And we've also seen AAs in the past get Blightstone early on. It's been you know, it's just very easy ways to trade on these two heroes.
Upside, Inkswell out onto X-Nova. Doesn't have any way of getting out of that one. Turns around for a Blood Grenade onto Ice Ice, though Monet still might be able to claim that one. I don't think they're sad about that at all. Sure, you give the Grimstroke the first blood, but the fact that your Spectre gets an early kill, perfect stuff for you.
Yeah, putting money into Monet's pocket, you're very happy with that. one of those players you have a lot of trust in. You have to at this point.
I mean, how can you not? The way he's
Exactly.
been performing the past few games. I don't know what game you're watching, Crash, but this guy he has all my trust.
Yeah,
In
no,
fact, he
I
has a
totally
bit-
agree with you.
In fact, he has so much trust that I even with this crazy team fight wombo combo lineup on Team Zero, it feels like with how disciplined IG are playing, I'm not sure whether they'll be able to connect. Kind of feel like this nothing to say Shaker is going to really break up what they're trying to put down.
I think it's gonna make or break this game. Right? If nothing to say has like a doo-doo game, it could be quite sad if 7E gets off the ball rolling. It'll be pretty good. That being said, there are ways of dealing with Necro. There's a natural nullifier.
Now, I mean, that natural nullifier builder is being pressured quite a bit. Apart from that early kill, still Monet not doing the hardest in terms of the CS,
No.
and that's just kind of par for the course, right? You don't really have a lot of laning prowess on this Spectre. You're relying on your team to make space once you hit that level 6 Shadow Step. And then you start to get active, and that's how you start to get your net worth. I'd see an earn come out from him as well when that does happen.
Phoenix gets a lot stronger come level 3. Level 1 and 2 are kind of Phoenix's weak points. X-Nova is going to want to soak some XP for a little bit, get that level 3. That doubles the damage of Fire Spirits. It'd be great for trading. It's just not going to get a level 3 like this.
Outside again, dive away just in the nick of time, but Monet, right into the hammer. Gets pushed onto the safe side of that crevice there. It's Boboka coming up to this top side. X-Nova, oh wow, he is low. One last auto attack, they finish it off, but Ice Ice getting wrapped around upon. There's the Moeta, should be an easy kill. Looking for the hammer pullback, but with that Spectral Dagger, might be able to work down beyond. Taking advantage of the high HP, and Armor will TP out of there. Very heads-up play from that Dawnbreaker.
This is usually the rotation that we see from Team Zero, but they don't necessarily have the heroes that want to do that kind of gank.
Coming through 7E. Straight onto nothing to say. They have the level 6, but he's silenced up with nowhere to run. He might have the level advantage, but they just knock him down to size. Net worth-wise, that puts 7E even, if only slightly, ahead of the Earthshaker. Exactly where he wants to be. Hasn't really been the show of dominance for him so far, but once he gets that level 6, he can keep this train going here.
BOTs for 7E, that'll be the build-up. We saw 7E get like a sub 10-minute BOTs last time on COD.
Oh, yeah.
That was beautiful. It's not going to be as fast this game. Still 1,000 gold away.
On top side, the aggression feels like it doesn't end up here, but Boboka might be the target instead. Going down with the stroke of fate, Beyond would like to catch up, but the calling slow is just so annoying. 7E's TP'd up here, but I don't think there's anything to be found. They've already used most of their spells up here. Yeah, all they can do is take a look at him, right?
Yeah. As long as Monet doesn't overextend, he's totally fine. X-Nova's going to have to be careful. Gets a nice little ward out, sees the movements from Ice Ice.
Oh, damn. IG,
Actually,
they steal away with a Wisdom Rune.
I think to say is coming up top too.
Yeah, they're converging. Starting to set the trap, the TP in the tree line for JT. And they've already found the Grimstroke on the back line. Charging through straight up to 7E. The crossfire set up perfectly for the side of IG. They don't stand a chance. Power straight into the ground. The three heroes just get dismantled. A dive from one side and an onslaught from the other. You don't stand a chance there.
Sneeze, I can't help but think that was a big misstep from 7E. He's working towards his BOTs, but
I don't know what that was.
he just kind of walked in and then stayed there when there was
Yeah.
no chance of getting a kill on Monet. That's the whole reason you chose to go up there, is try to kill the Spectre. And all IG need to do are TP one hero in, JT, and they win the fight.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like he lost the plot a little bit, started going on a bit of a side quest, right? He went up top, initially wanted to get Monet, then he saw the catapult creep, he's like, oh, guys, this is our timing, let's push. Like you said, one TP is all it takes, and JT very gladly takes that trip up there and claims that kill. Straight out onto Ice here, this Grimstroke hasn't been having the best of times, but Boboka can't land that dead shot and he'll be able to walk this one off. Bit of extra move speed from the Inkswell is what makes the difference there for him to get out.
I feel like I say this every game, but these level 6 are going to be super important for all these supports in the game. Less so Muerta. But, you know, definitely for the AA, definitely for the Grimstroke and Phoenix. Supernova is going to be a great addition to these fights.
Yeah. I mean, we already saw Boboka just put on an absolute performance on it. Now X-Nova is like, you know, I can do that too. Hey, if I'm plus 5 Phoenix, I can make a difference, and he most certainly has, right? Even though there has been some aggression onto Monet here on this top side, he can just tag team up with the rest of his squad and get things going.
You know, we talk about 3 heroes that want to roam around the map, or maybe 4, that want to roam around the map and get kills. Team Zero have drafted themselves once again into a position where they don't necessarily have that. AA Grimstroke need a +1 to be able to roam around the map. They can do it, but they need a +1. Necrophos working on BOTs means he's not really a hero that wants to be roaming. Dawnbreaker level 6, Dawn's not going to be roaming with you. Dawn wants a Solar Guardian in on top of your gang.
Yeah, I mean, it'll have to be 70 to lead the charge into this triangle right now. Smoked up, finding Boboka. This could be the kill that they're looking for. He's going to send a dead shot flying his way, and that does, I mean, just get rid of the Inkswell in its entirety. They can't even connect that. I can't lie, that's, if you're walking up there feeling all silly there, the Necrophos has yet to find a proper connection. But I do agree with what you're... Yeah, he is. But I do agree with what you're saying, right? I think 7E, he is the only person who can get things going. We've seen this duo succeed in the past. 7E, you know, Necrophos and Grimstroke, that's exactly what Gaming Gladiators use on Tofu and Quinn. It's just that, oh, Echo Slam in, easy pick off, nothing to say. Leaves him just completely smashed. Easy Q. You dare show your face in the mid lane, you're gonna pay for it. Perfect blink reveal on the target. You could not have asked for a better jump.
Oh man, it is not looking good. 70 once again. He's not really been able to find his footing, and CTY, you gotta start making the moves, I think, with this Chronosphere. But you don't have the AA ult. It's very hard without AA ult. I feel like that's a lot of your early game damage. That's weird to say. Like, it's true. You have no real damage into Chronosphere outside of Dawnbreaker layering her ulti on top of it. Necro can't really get in there to throw out death pulses, so he's just a scythe. Grimstroke's Inkswell is fine. It's just, it's at a point where Team Zero are kind of at a point where they don't have too much damage. And they're forced to make moves around the map that aren't ideal either. 70 just with the BOTs looking to lead the charge. He's failed 3 ganks now. 0 Reaper Scythe kills, and that just does not feel good.
I mean, once again, he's just gonna keep it to this bot side and get absolutely nothing done as JT just charges away. He's working his way towards the Blink Dagger, Vanguard complete, and he's just out of there. 7E choosing to stay here instead, gets the Arcane Rune. Trying to put on a lot more pressure, but it's in this top side. Starts to get chased down, and beyond, they know he wants to play on the outcrop of the map. JT comes through the Twin Gates and finishes him off. Very easy pickup for X-Nova there, who's hit that level 6. And a lot of the hindrance from these supports comes from the fact that Boboka was able to sneak back there and get that Wisdom Rune, right?
Yeah.
So much of it is slowed down now, and you have a 4k gold lead at the 12-minute mark. That is a scary affair against a team with a Spectre. He doesn't stand a chance. He's gonna get melted down. That's just easy. They will TP in 7E now. But like you said, I don't know where the damage is. They're gonna try and find it with Beyond, but another Echo Slam. He set that up perfectly straight into the egg, and Necrophos just gets burned to a crisp. You have a Friar goes alive. That's exactly what just happened. CTY forced the time walk out of there. No mana on JT means that there's no follow-up. Just throw a stray hammer to try and send a message, but really, you're the one cowering in fear in between your own tier 1 and tier 2. That was disastrous. And another perfect setup for nothing to say on the Shaker.
Picture perfect for IG, nothing to say. Now, where 7E have been missing every single rotation, nothing to say, has been hitting every single rotation. IG are just kind of reading them like a book, and that's the big problem with heroes like Dawnbreaker. It is very apparent where Dawnbreaker is going to be playing throughout the entire game. Beyond is going to spend all of his time in the lanes that his team is not. Second you see a hero in a lane, you can probably safely assume that Beyond's in the opposite one.
Yeah. Smoke out. Feeling a bit desperate. Feeling like the game's slipping out of their hands at 3 and 11. Sure enough, 6k. They want to put this chrono to use. And you mentioned they're lacking a bit of damage, but they have the level 6s now on their supports. There's a lot of magic damage that can be amplified, but they're maxed out. Ice Vortex. CTY, he's leading the charge. But like you said, how IG? They seem to know something's coming. Monet, he'll be a bit late on the retreat, jumping forward. Ice Blast on his head. Is it going to be enough damage? The Inkswell forward, but Monet, he's so tanky, turning around the Blade Mail now, and nothing to say is back on. They get the Spectre to start the fight, but Beyond, he's here as well. They don't have the egg, but X-Nova will melt down the Faceless Void. It's a 1-for-1 carry trade at the moment, as the Team Zero supports just have to scatter to the wind. But Boka's trying to hunt them down. All you need is one dead shot, finding the AA. Finish him off with the aftershock. The Pierce the Veil, the shots will come through. Try and TP out, but a charge through, and it's a costly rotation. You use the Solar Guardian, you use the Chrono, you use basically all your ultimates, except for the Necro Reaper Scythe, and you just get a Spectre, but you lose 4.
I think one of the biggest losses for Team Zero that fight is they don't use the Reaper Scythe. It's another failed rotation from 7E. He's got these BOTs to start making rotations, but nothing's come of it.
I don't know where he's rotating to. I didn't even see him there. I'll be honest with you. I was waiting for at any point in time maybe the Necro to come chop. No. Finish up the Faceless. Oh no. Yeah, he's gonna get chopped down into half here. Just split apart in his own triangle.
Does get a shard finished, but shard for what? You know?
Yeah. You gotta love the plays coming out from Nothing to Say, right? He's been just instant on these jumps.
Yeah.
No hesitation, not even thinking. The second he catches wind of you, bam, in, stun, you're dead.
And you cannot hesitate on Earthshake. Right? It's one of those heroes that even if you hesitate for a second, you can miss the opportunity for the big Echo Slam.
Yeah, especially against the AA, right? The Ice Vortex now doing damage. If you just misstep a little bit and he plants one at your feet, your blink is gonna be cancelled. We've seen what happens when that occurs. We've seen Irving just, you know, had that happen to him, unfortunately, with the RP on the Magnus. But yeah. AA, that's why he's so annoying now.
This aggressive posture from IG. Routing Team Zero out of their own jungle. Seventy, not like this.
Come on, not again. Might not need an Echo Slam to get it done. They just spot him out, but they know their supports in the back. Walking towards the sentry though, immediate blink out, Nothing to Say. Seems to have an idea that they spot him there. Just erratic movement from the supports. Gives him an idea. He's just out of there. No risk.
Next Nova, he's not going to go for the flashy Midas build that we see a lot of Phoenixes go for. Instead, more of the humble Spirit Vessel.
Okay.
Which, you know, very good this game. It's so good.
Yeah. You need it against the Dawnbreaker and the Necrophos, the amount of healing that comes through. Just nullifies the Solar Guardian as well. There's not much you can do about that. It's just such a huge fraction of the healing.
7E?
Is he okay?
No, he's not okay.
It doesn't look like it. He just kind of splats down.
He got lost in the sauce farming a stack a little.
Oh, 7E, what are you doing there?
I don't know, man. 7E have really misstepped this series. Every single rotation from 7E has fallen like more than flat. I was falling 2D. Like,
we literally needed 7E to step up. Or the team needed 7E to step up. Instead, he took one step, sprained his ankle, and has been hurting from it ever since. This guy, you know, the Necrophos was supposed to crush the lane against the the Earthshaker, sorry. It wasn't the case. Nothing to Say is still perfect game for him on this last pick. That they had full counter pick potential on. This was their counter pick against Earthshaker, Nothing to Say mid. And it's not hitting. It's not... What? At this point, he still hasn't gotten a Reaper Scythe stack.
Yeah. And this isn't what you pick the Necrophos for. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, I don't really know what you can do. 70, he's gonna try and find his way around to a heart. As the Death Seeker completed.
It's gonna be a long climb. Beyond is taking this game into his own hands, though. No Blade Mail, straight into the Desolator for this Dawnbreaker. Big damage possibilities.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna say, they're still looking around with their haste wound. Straight away, Pulverize in, and Monet. Quick jump there, breaks it up with the Ink Swell, nicely done. And CTY, there's the chrono and the team fight. That's what they're looking for. The chop, the first one of the game, they make it count, and they wipe out 470. That wasn't really him, but CTY, once again, the hero of this game. When they needed him the most, maybe overstepping their welcome a bit, IG got too comfortable under the tier 2s, and they make them pay 4k gold exchange. That's a way to come back alive here for Team Zero.
That was spicy, Sneeze. That was absolutely fantastic. Picture perfect from Team Zero. Now, you're going to have to do that 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more times, mind you. But they've done it once, and that's the important part. And not only did they get 1 Reaper Scythe, they got 2.
Yeah, that's the Soulbind Reaper Scythe. They've been making use of it on ZZQ. Kind of just skipped my mind there that was one of the combos coming through. A lot of damage. I mean, even if you Death Seeker, you double it up. You just blast that sickly Death Pulse everywhere. Ends up being excellent. Uh-oh, 70. Might have praised him a bit too soon. Trying to make his escape now with no help on the horizon. He will just very quickly go down to the Desolate damage. Meanwhile, on this side of the fight, an AA Ice Blast finishes off Beyond. Oh, sorry, it's actually JT who rushes him down. They commit the egg. That must have been a situation where Beyond was trying to finish off X-Nova.
We praise them for one step, and then they misstep the other way, Sneeze. Is the caster curse real? I don't know.
Look, I mean, for what it's worth, IG, this is their time to strike, right? Without those Wombo combo ultimates, you have to imagine they're trying to find their openings to get these Shadow Steps, get these engagements. Echo Slam available as well for nothing to say. You know he's looking for action. EKB complete for this Earthshaker and double damage already.
We mentioned Bobica's Phoenix build. Bobica's not even building 1 support item on the Muerta. It's Midas and Maelstrom.
Yeah, he's
complete.
He's like, this Spectre isn't really doing a lot of damage. I got this. Don't worry about it. But Monet, you know, I've seen you on Esther. Wasn't too hot. I got this. Yeah, you don't worry about it. Just do your thing. Build the Radiance. Go utility. Magic damage for the Necro. I'll take it from here.
That's funny.
I don't mind this build too much because I think it's.
I don't think it's too bad either.
No, as in not the Muerta build, but the Spectre Radiance, right?
Okay,
the mischance on the Void.
Yeah, it's
gonna be very annoying. Damage over time. It's worst enemy.
Yep. And it adds up with the Phoenix Sunray as well. We talked about the Sunray into Chronosphere. It's very easy as long as you're not chronoed yourself. It's a no-brainer to throw the Sunray into Chrono. Paired up with the Radiance. A lot of not just DOT, but healing and mischance as well.
Oh, perfect. Nothing to say. Gets that shot. Love to see it on the Earthshaker, allowing him to just initiate from range without really committing himself there. Invisibility. He's yet to find the need to. Sending himself into the fray has always worked out with him up to this point. But maybe you're thinking twice after that Chronosphere landed so nicely from CTY.
Yeah, and they have all of the ultimates back up again. So you just have to respect the cooldowns from Team Zero.
It's looking really dire for them. But CTY, you know, maybe he can deliver them on wings. And I don't really... It's really just gotta be this Wombo combo again and again. You've gotta find it. There's no margin for error here. There's no way you can just mess up or not catch a single target. You need to get X-Nova, you need to kill off the Phoenix and stop Nothing to Say in his tracks. It's just so much. Team Zero, if they want to be contenders here in KL, they're gonna have to put on their best showing here.
Roshan might be the objective here for IG. Laying around the portals, but look who's on the other side of it.
Uh-oh. We've seen this happen in slow motion before, but ZZQ, he wasn't on the high ground, he's just gonna die. So what could have been a nice trap for Team Zero? They weren't ready for the IG crew to just follow them through.
Ice left to hide in the trees. The best he can to play Tree and Protector cosplay.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a... He's never played the Treant Protector. He's like, man, the team never picks this hero for me. This sucks. Where I play, just throws a tantrum in the tree line and whatnot. Straight into the Roche pit they go. Bobakar just gonna pop that, pierce the veil. They don't have the best Roche taking potential, but with the slows attacks coming from X-Nova with the Fire Spirits, it's not really doing much damage to them either, right? Oh, Ice. Ice Blast. Oh, Ice Ice could set up for the Solar Guardian here if they're not careful. He could come through, has the Glimmer Cape, trying to contest, but okay.
That wasn't it.
That
wasn't it.
Not at all. I was so sure that the Dawnbreaker was going to come through as well, but nobody on Team Zero has any interest in that situation. They just let him go down.
No, I think the best case scenario there for Ice Ice is that he was looking for an Aegis steal.
Yeah. Came a bit too soon, though.
Yeah,
maybe gave a bit too
IG
much respect to the damage they could do.
Yeah, IG played that really well because they kind of dealt a split as soon as Ice Ice showed up.
Everybody knew where they were supposed to go.
Right, I think a less disciplined team would have just finished off Roshan and then tried to tank the Inkswell or maybe kill him off before, but IG ain't no spring chicken.
Okay, well, 7E has the heart completer. That is a very, very crucial bit of bump up in his own HP and regeneration towards the fight. BKB for Void as well, CTY can make it happen, and the Deso for Beyond. So they're getting some of their key items here. The supports are struggling a bit, but ZZQ has a Midas, right? So you aren't necessarily feeling the best about this state of the game, but you're getting to the point where you might be a bit more comfortable to fight. And that's what's important, because if you're not even feeling good enough to do this wombo combo that you drafted for, the game's just over. You might don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
You might as well call it, right?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I think these items and being able to make their way towards them, it's a painful sacrifice to make to give over the Aegis all willy-nilly like this. But it's one that's necessary.
I mean, keep in mind, it's only the first Aegis. Games don't usually end during the first Aegis push. Right? Yeah. And you have to respect the high ground from Team Zero. So I highly doubt we're going to be seeing this game closed out in this next 8 minutes.
Crash, I like the sound of that. Are you saying we're in for a long one?
I don't know if we're in for a super long one, but we're in for a treat, that's for sure. IG are giving us this treat.
Less more of a treat to us and more of a punishment to Team Zero right now.
Yeah.
Nothing to say. Has been on point. CTY! He saw those arms go up. He was pump faking that time warp for sure. Thinking about it. Thinks better of it. Understands he needs it for the high ground push. You can imagine that if you throw out the Chronosphere like that, they just wait until Earthshaker respawns and barrel down your mid lane. It's done.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, you're in an interesting position for Team Zero because you've got these big wombo combo ultimates. And usually you don't necessarily want to throw them all out at once, but this game you definitely have to.
Yeah.
Right? You need to throw all of these abilities on top of each other. The Chrono has to hit. Solar Guardian has to hit. You have to get a good Soulbind Scythe. Every single one of these big ultimates need to be on the mark for Team Zero.
I wonder whether it's mandatory to get double Scythe for a chance to win these fights. It definitely feels that way.
Yeah, maybe. I think you're right. I think you're right, sis.
Straight into Ice Ice though. Monet. Just straight for him. That's an easy Grimstroke kill. Show your face and get punished. That's the story of this lineup right now. IG. Leave no one behind. Just as soon as you're there, bam, flattened out.
Monet's going for an Aghanim Scepter on this Spectre.
I mean, that's what the Radiance just further makes better, right? You send so many illusions in, you're gonna be doing a butt ton of damage.
And the Vision game is so strong, right? You throw that Haunt out, you always have eyes on the faces Void. Well, as long as it's up. You always have eyes on the faces Void, which is super important. Also, there's the potential of just straight up killing off ZZQ.
Yeah.
We'll almost have that Glimmer Cape. Where's that Glasgow? Okay, sure.
I mean, it came from a time where there were heroes still there, right?
Yeah.
So they were clearly setting up for it. CTY though, he's been ramping up in his own way, now working his way towards the Mjolnir. This Faceless Void has a bit of a longer power trajectory as on to Beyond. Like you said, this Dawnbreaker always gonna be on the offside of the map, and JT is just gonna charge him down. Nothing to say, it has found Ice Ice as well. With 1 or 2 more punches, it'll be easy pickings there.
I'm glad it was me that killed you.
And this will be a tier 2 tower. Easy peasy.
For sure. But the high ground just gets easier and easier, I feel. No, harder and harder actually. Because CTY, he's gonna get to that level 20 in short order. Level 18 now, just a couple of levels off there. And that 95 attack speed in Chronosphere is gonna turn him into a threat as well. Yeah. Suddenly, you might be in a situation where the Chronosphere might not have to land on everybody because it's gonna be a sure kill. I think what you were thinking about in the past is like, oh, you need Ice Blast, if not, you don't have enough damage. CTY is gonna be a factor real soon with this Mjolnir.
Absolutely. He's already in position, but that Ice Blast, it comes too soon yet again.
Yeah, not syncing up the way that Team Zero want, and just have to back up. Using that tier 2 tower essentially for free there.
Nova, he had a lot of gold, he just spent it. What's he got? A gem. Okay. Gonna continue to close out this map.
Look, this isn't a Boboka Phoenix. Victory. This isn't a Boboka Phoenix.
No,
okay,
no.
He buys support items. Rejoice.
I mean, Boboka is the one who was able to get that kill off onto Beyond because he was scouting him out with that Shadow Blade.
Yeah, he's done here.
Yeah.
Gonna get the gem. They'll pick it up onto Monet actually as the front runner of this team.
Hey, sure.
Yeah.
And JT could hold it, but he'd much rather keep that Soul Ring in his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so about you can solo kill the AA now because he has Glimmer. If you don't have the gem, it's not gonna happen. And Monet's life really just hasn't been threatened this entire game.
Going for that Abyssal Blade now on Spectre. No more eggs. Monet wants the Abyssal Blade. Which is fair.
More lockdown for the Faceless Void? Yes, please.
Absolutely. 70 starting to potentially reach critical mass. 1,500 away from that Ags. Team Zero can delay a little bit longer. Oh, look at this scan. This deep scan from IG.
Yeah,
right,
just checking whether anyone's back
have been
there.
playing. Yeah.
Where is CTY? Why? Just playing very conservative this time around. He's learned his lesson, you know. No more sneaking around. He understands the team needs him. Now, I'm not sure whether that smoke got spotted out by the ward. I'm very certain they were all high ground. This could give them a false sense of security. The scan that comes out, that gives me an idea that they might know something's coming. 70 looking to join them via Boots of Travel, but there isn't really anything to get to. It's just this creep wave that's hitting them right at this tower, X-Nova. A little bit of awkward. They walk around onto X-Nova, the dive. It just doesn't connect. X-Nova, he just aches immediately. Here comes JT. Power Rise. This is turned into a disaster. The straight on his Faceless Void. He has to pop the BKB, but he's just getting gunned down. That was not the fight that you were looking for. X-Nova just outplays them, the reaction speed. Or maybe it feels more like Team Zero outplaying themselves. They'll come up here for the Scythe. That's just about all they'll find. 4 remaining members, nothing to say. Coming through with the stun and the onslaught, nowhere for 70 to run. He's just gonna get chased down. That was an awful fight from Team Z. That was supposed to be a free pickoff. What the hell happened there?
X-Nova kind of wiggled himself into the trees there and was able to dive away and nothing connected. And you really don't want to Chronosphere the egg. You know, and it was such a good engagement from IG and such a bad one from Team Zero. Like, IG played that fight perfectly, and every single misstep from Team Zero they were capitalized on immediately. Boboka playing carry this game has been a true sight to see. Gunning down the Faceless Void has a higher net worth than the Dawnbreaker right now.
Standout performances from all members of IG in this series so far. And on the flip side, nothing but quiet. Team Zero. I'll pause here as well, just for you to understand just how far off you are from winning this game. A 4% chance is what's afforded to them by Gaben. It kind of feels more like a mercy 4%, like a, oh, you might hit the miracle team fight of your life. The thing is, they've done it once, right?
Yeah.
And that was when IG got really, really over-aggressive. JT blinking in under a tier 2, no vision of anyone else. They didn't have the setup, no one was there to connect. Everyone converges in for the perfect bubble for CTY. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that's never gonna happen again.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we talked about this before in our previous series, Sneeze. Sometimes the stars align, right? No team is always going to be playing perfect. Sometimes there's a little bit of a misstep, and you group up and you wanna hug your friends, you know, shoulder to shoulder. But you can't be doing that this game, and they've already been punished once, and that's sometimes all the teams need as a reminder to be like, okay, we can't do that ever.
Yeah. Same thing with Nothing to Say, game 1 with the puck, right? He jumps forward straight onto the Moeta, forgets that she can silence him, and after that doesn't make that mistake again. That's the mark of a strong player. That's the mark of a disciplined player.
Yeah,
everyone makes
absolutely.
mistakes, right? But it's just about not letting them happen again. And IG, throughout this entire series, that's been the story of their climb up through the upper bracket. They've lost a couple of times. They started out with a tough loss to go along. Everyone was doubting them, saying like, oh, is this really the super team that you guys are talking about? Ha, please. But they proved it. Every single mistake they make, they learn from it. I'm sure their coaching staff don't let them forget it as well. And they are... Yeah, they're firing on all cylinders throughout this whole grand finals. It has not looked competitive in the slightest from Team Zero, and I don't even know whether that's Team Zero's fault.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think IG might just be on a different level. We'll see here as Monet is getting close to that nullifier.
Yeah.
It's going to be a dangerous position. That Necro, even though he's finished the Ags on the heart, he is not going to be too safe anymore.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen Phoenix Necro, right? You know, even with the nullifier on the opposing side, he sustains through it all. They have a lot of damage on IG. We didn't mention this when it got picked up initially, but X-Nova with that shard, the Sunray, pure, just meltdown damage.
Yeah.
And you can't really stand against that.
See, that smoke out from IG. This could be the last fight of the game.
Could be the last fight of
who
this
they
entire
catch
close
out.
qualifiers, yeah. This could be the one that seals the deal and sends IG to KL. Would be a nice spot for these players to start their season out on. More of anything, we've already mentioned this, a bit mandatory for this lineup, right? With the expectations placed on them. Oh no, JT, CTY is gonna get spotted out, he's gonna try and slide through. But Onslaughter, he needs to pop the BKB. Abyssal Blade out right now. CTY needs to get out. Time Walk is available. But he doesn't have the reverse, so he can't come through and set up again another chrono. The forced buyback onto Ice Ice right now. But the Echo Slam onto both supports. Just melts down one, works down the other. Nothing to say, just does it all on his own. But that's the Chronosphere, that's what they were waiting for. The damage comes through, CTY has it in spades. Now they're onto the Necrophos, breaking it up. Too much magic damage. A 2v4 situation now. And you have a buyback or Nothing to Say while you're at it. Things are looking all but over. The AA coming back into the fray, but without an Ice Blast, without a Chrono, without your Wombo combo team fight, what else do you have to offer? Backs against the wall, 2 games down. This is your moment to strike, but CTY, he's so far behind comparatively to the Spectre. One Abyssal Blade could spell his doom. He's not even gonna gamble that. He just has to watch his racks fall. 40 seconds without the Necro, now 30 without your Grim. But IG, again, show the discipline, show the respect. They'll back up.
How much damage the supports did that fight between Muerta and Phoenix? 9k between the both of them. Obaka like almost 3-shot Faceless Void inside of his own Chronosphere. That was crazy. With this Dragon Lance, Muerta's hitting like a truck from quite a far distance.
Yeah, Enchanted Quiver as well. That initial auto attack's gonna catch you by surprise. 26k gold lead now. IG feels like an insurmountable hill to climb for Team Zero. We've seen Faceless Voids turn things around in the past. We've seen CTY come up big for his team. But when you can't even stand in your own chrono out of fear that your pause form Muerta is gonna kill you, I don't know what other angles there might exist. Boboka's gonna get that cheese as well.
Hell yeah.
He is definitely scaling up that point. Hell, he has almost as much net worth as this Faceless Void right now.
Oof, don't say that. Oh no. Oh no. Yikes. This, I mean, Sneeze, do you think it's possible? I'm huffing a little bit of copium. I think Team Zero still have a sliver of a chance.
It's
about
a
3% chance.
It's a 1 for me. It's a 1 for me.
Okay.
You need to somehow find the back line. But Haunt is found beyond. And this Dawnbreaker can't get out of there. You can status immunity all you want. Monet's just gonna chase you down.
Slowly but surely, being body blocked by his own illusions, Beyond blinks away.
Okay, so I mean the Radiance Disassemble comes back to bite him here. He obviously changed that into a nullifier, but that burn would have stopped the blink out. Not too shabby though. Forcing Dawnbreaker back to her base, not allowing her to play the outskirts, and really herding them like sheep back in the confines of their own ancient.
DD from Nothing to Say will be running out soon. No big DD plays from this Earthshaker. But Nothing to Say, he doesn't need it. He's been playing phenomenally this entire series.
Yeah. He's just landed every single initiation his team has needed him to. Stark contrast to 7E, who we were hoping for amazing things from on this Necro. This is the pick that was supposed to come through and crush the Earthshaker in the mid lane. Just wasn't the case.
7E, once again, just...
He's still 3 stacks. He only has 3 stacks. He got 2 from that one fight and 1 additional scythe kill from one of those engagements where he chopped down the Phoenix and then died after because his whole team was dead anyway.
Fine. Dawnbreaker.
Beyond, X'd out, dive in, X Nova, he can do it too. Here comes the Chrono though, but it's onto an egg as well as a BKB Primal Beast. You can't stand there. You can't walk up into him. He's too scary. He's the +1 Muerta. We were wondering whether it's a 4 or 1. Bobaca says, I can do both. And without your Faceless Void, they refresh the Chrono. Sure, here comes the Hex again. On to 7E. They just crush X Nova. But the Echo Slam. The Echo Slam to end the game. Nothing to Say goes down. But Monet is still standing strong. Oh, have they gone a bit too far this time? Bobaca's still doing damage on the sidelines, but he can't cut through the Necrophos right now. And they haven't taken out 7E just yet. Maybe a bit too aggressive. They need to work down this Necrophos and they'll find him. No buyback for him. Last member is Ice Ice and he'll get shot down in the fountain. When all hope was lost, when Nothing to Say submitted himself to the fountain, it was Bobaca who delivers. It's Bobaca that sends them back to KL. Beside LGD and Ozero Ray, IG will do it in 3. Team Zero, it was an admirable run through the lower bracket, but it gets put to a grinding halt by IG. They don't leave any chance